Division into the battle for Xuân Lộc today. Starting at about 2 o'clock, the Hueys and twin-rotor Chinooks started to airlift in 3 battalions, 1 battalion in reserve. According to their officers, on the landing strip here, about 20 miles from Xuân Lộc, a key place in the defense of Saigon, they were flying direct into the town itself, where 2 battalions, only 45 miles or so from the capital, were to fall. Hence the decision to send in the crack airborne, which is not dropped from the back of C-130 transports. Then Rangers, supported by Popular Force infantry, started fanning out across the fields. Yesterday they were mortared by communist gunners just about here. 3 mortars landed just as we arrived, sending refugees and bullock carts fleeing helter-skelter down the road. One young girl was slightly wounded underway. Tanks on the road about 10 miles from Xuân Lộc started blasting at what they imagined were communist positions, finally setting a house on fire among the banana trees. Artillery salvos whistled overhead and landed half a mile in front. From Xuân Lộc, hidden in the trees beyond those ridges, the road runs straight to Bin Hoa, one of the few big that to be in the area. All of them are battle-hardened troops. Their tactics, as always, will be to try and attract a major force into the town, and then, as the airborne attack got underway.
On another important road, Highway 1, the battle for Xuân Lộc continues. The South Vietnamese Airborne Division, one of the few crack units left, were fighting on the road ahead of us. But all we could see were the air attacks close to the provincial capital and the sound of tanks firing in the valley below us. The road to the town was cut last night by mines and mortars. These tanks, by the side of Highway 1, barely camouflaged, were there to give cover should the airborne need to evacuate quickly, which would be disastrous. If the communists take and hold Xuân Lộc, they will have a clear road all the way to Saigon, 35 miles back. Troops were still arriving to reinforce the airborne positions, having to make their way on foot 5 miles through the banana groves and rubber plantations towards the fighting. 8,000 South Vietnamese are said to be surrounding the town against over 10,000 North Vietnamese communists. It was while we were filming this that a small communist mortar unit began mortaring us from a position only 1 mile away. First 2, then there was a pause, and then another 2 came in, and then 4 more right in the middle of our encampment. We ran for cover and found the foxholes filled with the people who dug them, the infantrymen. As we ran for the ditches by the road, another mortar exploded right behind us, and Michael Gray, an English television sound recordist, was hit in the back. Immediately, the South Vietnamese artillery behind us began shelling the communist mortarmen, and we were safe. Gray was taken off with only superficial wounds. And as we left back for Saigon along Highway 1, we passed more and more armor being brought up, tanks, armored personnel carriers, ammunition lorries. Everything today, as far as we could see, was moving in the direction of Xuân Lộc.